Okay. Now another function which is also an if statement, but again it is fixed, true and false, like the is number and the is text, the other functions we discussed in the last lecture. So they are also fixed, all of them are fixed. Okay, so this one is fixed. Not is, it will check the condition A. If it is not true, it will give true, otherwise false. You getting my point? If A is, so if the condition is A more than B, A more than B, this is a condition. Okay, so if A is not more than B, this function will give true. Got it or not? A equals 2, B equals 3. Tell me the answer. True or false? Remember, the function is not. So what is the answer? True or false? True? The answer will be true. Why? Because A is less than 3, right? So A is not more than B. So it is true. So you have to read the condition with not. Remember? You remember earlier we were using this for not equal to? We are using this, right? For not equal to, you are using this, right? We can use this one. This says what? A not equal to B. Got it? So instead of this, you can use this. Okay? This will be with the if. If you are using this, if A is not equal to B, then do this and do this. Instead of, you can use this. If A is not equal to B, it will write true, otherwise false. Okay? Clear? Any problems? Okay. So instead of A, if you put a cell number, then the program will check if the cell is empty or not. Got it? Instead of condition, if I just write A1, cell A1, so the program will check if cell A1 is empty or not. Okay? If it is empty, because it is not, so it will give true. Okay? And so on and so forth. Yeah, and. Okay. And again, it's a logical condition. Okay? But and checks two conditions at a time. The AND statement or the AND function checks two conditions at a time. Okay? It can equal one number with two things or three things at a time. Okay? The thing which you did here. You were checking what? Best score with quiz 1 or quiz 2 or quiz 3 and so on, right? AND will do it for you. Okay? So again, it is true or false. Okay, it is true or false. It is true if all conditions meet. It is false if any one of the condition doesn't meet. Okay, I think we have an example here. Okay, if A1 is more than B1, first condition. Okay, second condition, if A1 equals B1. First condition, A1 more than B1. Second condition, they are equal. First condition is greater, second condition equal. If both of them meet, then it will give me true, otherwise false. If both of them meet, it will give me true, otherwise false. So you see, this is 1 and 0, right? It is greater. It is greater, right? Are they equal? So false. Okay? Got it? Now you see there's a problem here. In my statement there's a problem. You should learn this as well. It is giving an answer. It is not giving an error. But there's a problem. What's the problem? Who will tell me the problem? See, my condition is and A1 more than B1 and A1 equals to B1. So if both of them meet, it will give me true. If both of them don't meet, it will give me false. So you see, it is giving me what? False. There is a problem with this statement. It will always give me false. Why? It will always give me false. Because you cannot meet both of them, right? Can you meet both of them? Can a number be equal and greater both? No. So it will always give me false. Okay? So you should check. Yeah, program is giving me true and false. See, doctor, the program is giving me an answer. Every time I do this, there is no error. And there is no error. The error is there. Huh? You are saying program to do something which cannot happen. Huh? Logically, a number cannot be more than and equal to another number, right? At the same time. So AND, keep in mind, AND checks both. For this condition to give true, this and this both should meet. Not one of them, both of them. Got it? Clear? So it takes the arguments, and every argument is a condition. And you can put as many conditions as you want. You can put 10 conditions if you want. Okay? Got it? You can put 10 conditions together. Okay? After every comma, put another condition. But keep in mind, the program will only give true if all of them are true. So if you put 10, you will only get true if all 10 of them are true. Got it? Huh? Okay. Or, same thing as AND. What's the difference? The syntax is same. It will take multiple arguments. Every argument is a condition. And it will give you answer true and false. But what's the difference now? The difference? That function was AND. This is OR. What's the difference? Anything now. Okay? So I can use it with OR. Now it makes sense, right? With OR, it makes sense. A number can be more or it can be equal. Now it makes sense, right? And no, it doesn't make sense. Okay? A number cannot be more and equal, but or it can happen, right? Okay? So if you apply the same to the same numbers, okay? True, false, it can happen. True and false both are possible. Okay? So A is greater than A1 is greater than B1. True, finish. Okay. Or if they are equal, again true, finish. It will give me true. Okay. So the difference between and or is, in and all conditions should meet. In or, one is enough. Okay. And again, any number of conditions. You can put 10, 20, 30 conditions, 1 million conditions. Okay, but it will only check one is enough. Okay, out of all, one is enough. Okay, yeah, you can use AND and OR with the if function as well. Okay, like this. Okay, number, so for example, I want to see if the number is greater than 5. The number is greater than 5 but not more than 10. The number is between 5 and 10. Okay, greater than 5 meaning anything more than 5 but less than 10. Okay, so I can use it with AND and without AND. See here, with AND what will happen? If, okay, give both conditions same time with AND. Okay, so this entire thing is what now? A, the condition, and itself is part of A. Okay, So it will check both of them together. The if condition will only say yes if both of them are true, because of the AND. Use the AND function. If a1 is more than 5 and less than equal to 10 in the same bracket, in the same function. Okay. So if will check this and this both. If both of them are true, it will say yes. If any one of them is wrong, it will say no. If you don't use AND, what will happen? You have to use two if conditions, right? One for more than 5 and the other one for 10. Okay, so this is how it will happen. One if, okay, for only 5. Then another if for less than equal to 10. See, one if, this is the A of the first if. Then I have to check, start another if. Okay, got it or not? Okay, so you can see with AND, I shrink my program, I shrink my statement. Okay, let us do another thing. Number is either a positive or a negative number. If it is positive or negative, it will print yes, otherwise no. Which statement you will use with if now? We have to use if, right? We have to use if. Okay, so which statement will you will use here? AND or? Or, right? Because it is saying or. Either this or this. Okay, so I will use or. Okay, how will I use it? Tell me. I'll start with if. I'll write equals if. Tell me. Number, any number. A1, comma. I missed something here. Which function we use? We will use or, right? So I should start with or. Now in brackets I will give the conditions of or. What are the conditions? Positive means more than 0, right? Negative means less than 0. Okay. A1, any number A1, more than 0, less than 0. Any of them true, it will print what? Yes. So yes. Otherwise, okay. Now if I don't use or, I have to use how many if conditions? Two if conditions. Okay. So how will I do it with two if conditions? A1 more than 0. If it A1 is more than 0, yes. If it is not, then another if. Now check less than 0. Got it? Clear or not? Clear? Sure. Okay. So with AND and OR, you will avoid using multiple if conditions. Okay. Count if. Okay. What was count function doing? We use count, right? So what was count doing? If I use count, yeah, number. It was giving me a number. The number of what? The cells which have a number, right? It will count the number of cells which have a number. Okay. Count if will count the number of cells which have a specific number. Okay. Count if will count the number of cells which has a specific value. Okay. So for example, and this value is case sensitive. So if you are comparing with text, you have to take care of the uppercase and the lowercase. Okay. If you write the number, if you write the text uppercase and it is appearing lowercase, it will not count it. Okay. Let me show you example. So the function is count if from here to here, count from here to here. If the number is greater than or equal to, greater than 5. Only count if the number is 5. Only only count if the number is more than 5. Sorry. So count from here to here any number which is more than 5. How many numbers are more than 5? 3, right? 3. Okay. Statement again, you cannot see it, I will write it. So count if, count what? A1 to E1. Okay, and then I have to give the condition. The condition in inverted commas. The condition is given in inverted commas. Okay. If you just put a number, don't give the condition. That's the condition, right? Instead of more than 5, if I write just 5, what will it do? It will just count the values which are 5. Okay. So if you want to give it as a condition, then put it in inverted commas. If you want to give it as a value, then write the value 5, 6, A, B, C, whatever. Got it? Clear? So it will do the count if the condition meets, otherwise it will not. Count ifs. Count ifs will check if multiple conditions are met. The program will count if multiple conditions are met. So instead of one condition, I am giving it multiple conditions. Okay. For example, count if these cells are more than 0 and less than 5. 2 conditions. Okay. Count if these cells are more than 0 and less than 5. How many? Not counted, right? This is 0. I want more than 0, right? Let me write it here. Count if A1 to E1 greater than 0, first condition, and less than 5, second condition. Okay. How many will it count? Will it count this one? No. It's not greater than 0, right? Will not count this one. Will it count this one? Yes. Will it count this one? Yes. Will it count this one? Yes. Will it count this one? No. So how many counted? 1, 2, 3. The answer is 3. Got it? So if you use count if, one condition. If you use count ifs, multiple conditions. And again, the logic is same. If you want to put a condition, put it in the inverted commas. If you want to put a value, put a value. So instead of, I can write 0. Now what does it mean? Count if these numbers are 0 or less than 5. How many will it count? It will count this one. It will count this one, right? And this one, and this one, and this one. It will not count this one. So how many now? 4. Got it? What are we doing? Okay. And if you are comparing for text, then it is case sensitive, like they are doing here. So here the values are text, right? Okay. This is capital Y E S. This is small y. This is small e. This is small s. This is small y. Okay. So in the condition, if you write equal E, now this is what? Capital E, right? It will not come. Okay, a small e will not come. Okay, so whatever you are putting here in the text is case sensitive. Okay, so you can see now it's like a rule. Whenever you are matching or equating for text, it is case sensitive. Okay, when you are comparing for text, matching or comparing, it is case sensitive. Got it? Huh? Okay, sum if. So in the previous case it was just counting. If the cell meets the condition, it was counting. Here it will add the values. If the values meet the criteria, it will add them. Okay. For example, sum if A1 to E1, what's the condition? Greater than 2. If this condition meets, add this value, otherwise don't add the value. Okay. So greater than 2. These values are greater than 2, right? So 3 plus 4 plus 5. The answer is 12. These values are not meeting the condition, not added. Got it? Clear? Now I have sum if, which is adding if I meet one condition. Then I should also have some ifs. Some ifs. Some ifs are good, some ifs are bad. Like I said. Okay, so now it will check for multiple conditions. If all conditions meet, it will add. If not, it will not add. Got it? Keep one thing in mind: count ifs and some ifs. These ifs are and, not or. These are and. So you have to meet all the conditions. Okay, all the conditions. Okay, so for example, some ifs A1, E1. Okay, what are the conditions? Greater than 2 and less than 5. Okay, less than 5. I cannot see it. Yeah, less than 5. Greater than 2, less than 5. Okay. Is this greater than 2? No, not added. Is this greater than 2? Not added. Is this greater than 2? Yes. Is it less than 5? Yes. Oh, it will be added. Greater than 2? Yes. Less than 5? Yes. Added. Greater than 2? Yes. Less than 5? No. So not added. Okay. So when you are using ifs, then it means it's like an and. Okay. So you have to meet all conditions. Okay. And you can put again 10 conditions, 20 conditions, and so on. Number of conditions are not fixed. Average if, instead of doing the summation, it will do the average. Okay. Again, if you meet the condition, it will do the average. If you don't meet the condition, this number will be not in the average. Got it? Okay. And then we have average ifs. Okay, so in average, because we have two numerator and the denominator, right? So both are with if. Average is what? Summation upon number, right? So summation if you meet the condition. Take the number if the condition is met. Okay, so same cells. So here I am taking summation of 3 numbers. So this will also be 3. 3 numbers meet. It is also 3. Okay. Like this. Average if it is greater than 2. Average if A1, E1, condition is greater than 2. Okay. So how many are greater than 2? 1, 2 and 3, right? So this plus this plus this divided by 3. Okay. So there is if in numerator and the denominator both of the average. Got it? Yeah. Average ifs multiple. multiple conditions, and all conditions should meet, otherwise no average, no counting. Okay, and there's an example. So every function you will find the example and you can see it. VLOOKUP. Okay, the thing which you did for the quiz now, for the the example which you did, right? So you are checking for each number with an if statement, right? Check for quiz 1, check for quiz 2, check for quiz 3. VLOOK if is an alternate to that one. VLOOKUP is an alternate to that thing. Okay, so what will it do? It will check the number from a table. If the number meets your condition, it will take the corresponding value from the same table. Okay, for example, the example which you did with the quiz scores, right? So we are checking one row, and when you meet the row, I want the value from the top row, right? Quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, right? So I can do this with VLOOKUP. Okay, let me show you. You can see this, right? Okay, now VLOOKUP will do what? I am putting an if condition. VLOOKUP is like an if condition. If this meets my value, then give me the value of this from the second column. Okay, for example, I want to take the grade of, what's your name? Sayyid Hassan. Okay, so look in this column for Sayyid Hassan and give me his number. So I will use VLOOKUP. Okay, now what is the format of VLOOKUP? I think it is much clearer here. VLOOKUP, look for what? This value. And again, if the value is text, use inverted commas. If it's a number, just put it, no problem. So look for this value. Where do you look? Look in this table. So this table has A1 and B1. You will select all of them. So look for which value? The first argument is the value which you are looking for. Second argument is where you are looking for the value, which table. And remember, VLOOKUP is for a table, not a one row or one column. Okay, it has to be a table. Got it? Okay. So look for this value where? In this table. Okay, and if you meet the value, if you meet the value, then give me the answer from where? Give me the answer from the second column. Okay, if you meet the value, if you find my required value, then give me the answer of this value from the second column. So the third argument is what? True. The third argument is 2, because I am looking in the, I want the value from the second column. Okay, clear? Let me tell you again. We have necessary 3 arguments for VLOOKUP. First argument, what are you looking for? The required value, or the value which you are trying to match. Second argument, where are you looking? From which table I should search the value. Third argument, if the value is found, which value I take from the table. Okay, got it? Clear or not? So, okay, and the fourth argument is optional. The fourth argument is either you put true or false. Okay, if you put true, the program will not type true for you. Okay, true or false means what? If you put true here, it will look for the exact match. The uppercase and the lowercase, it will match each and everything. If you put false, even if it is close, it will take it. See what is happening here. This is C capital. In the condition I am putting C small. Okay, so if I don't put false here, it will not pick up this value because the case is not matching. Okay, so by putting false, I am telling the program take any value which is uppercase, lowercase, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so we use false just to be on the safe side. Okay, not putting false or putting true here would mean that you want the value to be exactly matching. The uppercase should be uppercase, the lowercase should be lowercase. If you put false here, it will not consider the case. Got it? Okay. Now what it will do? So I already told you what I am looking for, right? I am looking for C in this table, and if you find C, give me the number. If you find C, take the number from the second column. Okay. So it will look for C. Where is C? Here. Okay. What I am looking for? C. Where I am looking for? This table. I found C. Okay. Now from where should I take the value? From the second column. Okay. So I go in front of C in the second column and I take the value. Value is 12. Clear or not? Huh? Okay. So as I told you, VLOOKUP has two either VLOOKUP is used with a table, right? So a table has multiple rows and multiple columns. Okay, a table has multiple rows and multiple columns. So the order is, if your table has two columns, if your table has two columns, it will search for the value in the first column and take the value from the column which you have mentioned. So the column from which you want the value can be any column, second column, third column, fourth column, any column. But the column in which it will look for the value is always the first column. Got it? Got it? Okay. Now, if you don't mention the third argument was what? From which column you should take the value. If you don't mention, okay, so you write VLOOKUP, look for C. Okay, where should I look for? A1 to B7, look in this table, and if you find C, take the value from where? I don't write it. So I just put false here, and that's it. So I am not telling him from which column take the value. So what will it do? It will take the value from the first column. Okay, so it will find C, and if it finds C, it will give you C, because I didn't tell him from where you take the answer. Got it? So if the third argument is not given, it will look for the value in the first column and take the value from the first column. So it will give you the same value. So if I use this, it will give me always C. Got it? Okay. Now table can be like this, two columns, multiple rows, or it can be like this, horizontal, right? So multiple columns and two rows. If the table is like this, it will look for the value in the first, okay, and take the answer from the column which you mentioned here. So if I mention 2 here, it will take the answer from the second column, but it will always look in the first column for the value. Okay. If it is horizontal, so multiple columns and 2 rows, then what will be the order? It will always look in the first row. This value will be from the first row, and then it will give me the answer from the second row. Got it? Clear? Okay. So the VLOOKUP is Usually we do it in columns. Okay, this is more common. Okay, and then obviously then you can do it multiple columns as well. Okay, your table may have 10 columns, for example. If your table has 10 columns, for example, so it will always look in which column? This value, first column. But here I can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10, because up to 10 have values, right? So it will take the value from that column. Got it? So this is in my hand. This is the first one. First one from where? That side, huh? Which side is this? Left hand side, huh? First one from the left. Huh? Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. So VLOOKUP is used for columns, and HLOOKUP is used for rows. Okay, the thing which I was mentioning. If your table is vertical, we use VLOOKUP. If your table is horizontal, we use HLOOKUP. Okay, so I will just replace this. So now it will look for the value in the first row, and it will take the value from the second row. Okay, if I put it, so you see H means what? Horizontal. V means what? Vertical. Okay, so if your data is vertical, use VLOOKUP. If your data is horizontal, use HLOOKUP. Okay, but again you and everything is the same. Yeah, okay. Although I thought we will do it later, but since this is coming up now, okay, so who will tell me what is a matrix or an array? What is a matrix? What is a matrix? I already basically showed you. What is the matrix? Matrix or array? What is it? Tell me. But what is it? How do you define it? Okay. What looks at you have calculated from what? Matrix? No, I'm asking what is matrix? How do you define matrix? Matrix is, give me a definition of matrix in English. How do we define matrix or array? Column and rows, right? Values arranged in column and rows is a matrix. Okay, and whether it's a single column or a single row, an array. Clear? Matrix has values arranged in rows and columns. And if the number of rows is 1 or the number of columns is 1, we call it an array. Okay, so let us go through some brief terms related to matrix and arrays. So if you look in the lecture, this is lecture number 8, because I was keeping it when we will start MATLAB, but since we have some functions in Excel as well about matrices, let us look at them. Okay, so matrix has numbers arranged in rows and columns. Okay, so if you want to present the values are presented with the two subscripts. The first subscript shows the row number, the second subscript shows the column number, okay, which you can see here. So A is a value in the matrix A in the first row, first column. This one, a value in the matrix, first row, second column. 1 2 is 1 is the first row, 2 is second column, okay, and so on. So if you have single column or single row, okay, so number of rows is equal to 1, then we call it a row vector, array or row vector, okay. If the number of columns is 1, then we call it a column vector, okay. So our matrix has multiple rows and multiple columns, but if the number of rows is 1, we call it row vector. If the number of columns is 1, we call it column vector. So column vector, a row vector. A column vector, a column vector is only changing number of rows. The column is always 1. In a row vector, only the columns are changing. The number of rows is 1. Okay? Yeah. If number of rows equals to number of columns, we call it a square matrix. Okay, what is a square matrix? Which has number of rows equal to number of columns. 2 rows, 2 columns, 3 rows, 3 columns, 1 row, 1 column, so on. Okay. These numbers, diagonal numbers in a matrix, are known as the principal or main diagonal of the matrix. Okay, going from A11 to the last. Okay, so this diagonal which starts from the first and goes to the last, we call it the principal or the main diagonal. Okay, there are some special type of matrices. Okay, for example, we have symmetric matrix. In a symmetric matrix, the numbers are equal when you flip the rows and columns. The numbers are equal when you flip the rows and columns. What do I mean? I think it's written here. Yeah. In a symmetric matrix, Aij equals to Aj. So for example, if I put I as 2 and j as 1, okay, so A21 equals to A12. Now A21 is which one now? Tell me, which number is A21? 21 means what? Second row, first column, right? Which one is that? Which number is that?
5.
Second row, first column. 2 1. 2 1. 1, right? Second row, first column. We call it A21, huh? This is A21. The first subscript shows row. Second subscript shows column. Okay, so this one is A21. Second row, first column. In a symmetric matrix, A21 will be equal to A12. Now 12 means what? Which row? First row, 1 2, right? First row and which column? Second row. Okay, so A12 equals to A21, but it's not for 1. If only one of the numbers is matching, you say it's symmetric. No, this should happen in all the matrices. The complete matrix should be like this. So these should also match. This is what? A, which row? 3. Which column? 1. So A31 equals to A13, which is this one. Okay, and this should match with this one. So this is what now? Which row? Third. Which column? 2. So A32 equals to A23. A23 is which one? Okay. So in a symmetric matrix, all Aij's are equal to Ajis. all of them. Got it? Everybody? Clear? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So in a diagonal matrix, so this was symmetric matrix. If this happens, we call it symmetric matrix. If all the values in the matrix are 0 except the diagonal ones, so everything is 0. There are only values in the diagonal, the main diagonal, the principal diagonal. All these values are 0, all these values are 0. We call it diagonal matrix. So what is a diagonal matrix? It's a square matrix which has all values equal to 0 except the diagonal. Yeah? All values are what? Equal to 0 except the main diagonal. Okay, and it should be a square matrix. So if it's a square matrix, all values 0 except the diagonal, we call it a diagonal matrix. Okay. Identity matrix. Identity matrix, all values are 0 and the diagonals are 1. Okay. Identity matrix, all elements on the main diagonal are 1 and other elements are what? 0. Got it? Okay. Then we have okay, so identity matrix is represented with this symbol, a square bracket I. So square bracket I means what? It is this matrix. Okay, and this matrix all values are fixed, right? In an identity matrix, all values are 0 and the diagonal is 1. So identity matrix, whenever somebody says identity matrix, I know they are 0 and 1. That's it. Okay. So we have this main diagonal, right? These values. So this is like a triangle, huh? It's a triangle, huh? So we call it upper triangle. Okay. And an upper triangular matrix is where values are only in the upper triangle, lower triangle is 0. So we call it upper triangular matrix. Okay. And if these values are 0, we call it lower triangular matrix. Got it? Huh? Upper triangular, values below the diagonal are 0. Lower triangular, values above the diagonal are 0. Got it? Okay. Yeah. So in some cases, this is the diagonal, right? This is the diagonal. Is this the main diagonal? No, the main diagonal is these values, right? So these values are not 0. Okay. And there are some values which are around the diagonal which are also not 0. The zeros are here in the extreme. Okay. So this is known as a banded matrix. Okay. So values in the corners are 0. But there is more than one diagonal line which is non-zero. More than one diagonal line which is non-zero. So we call it a banded matrix. Okay. And so you see in the diagonal how many values are non-zero? 1, 2, 3, right? 3 diagonals. So we call it tri-diagonal. Why tri-diagonal? Because 3 diagonal rows are non-zero. If there are 4, we call it quad-diagonal. Qua and penta and hexa and so on. Okay. So if only the main diagonal has the values, everything else is 0, we call it diagonal matrix. If the values around the diagonal are also non-zero, we call it banded matrix. And banded matrix have different sizes. It can be 3 sized, 4 sized, and so on. Okay. Matrix operations. What we can do with matrices? We can add matrices. We can subtract matrices. We can multiply them. Okay. And so addition and subtraction are what they call as commutative and associative. What do they mean? Okay, so if I want to add the matrices, okay, I'll take same value from each matrix and I will add them. First value with first one, second with second one, and so on, right? If I want to subtract, same thing. Subtract first from first, second from second, and so on. Okay, so we can do addition and subtraction. What do they mean by commutative? Commutative means what? A plus B equals to B plus A. A plus B equals to B plus A. A minus B equals to B minus A. So what you put first, what you put second doesn't matter. This is called commutative. Commutative is what? The order can change, no problem. Answer will be the same. Okay. And then we have associative. Associative is what? Associative is if you are adding three matrices, again the order is not important. Okay. So here, if you change the order of 2, no changes. Commutative. If you are doing it for 3, again you change the order, no problem. So it is associative. Okay, see? Where is the bracket? Here, right? So you always do the bracket first, right? So A plus B and then C. This is equal to, if you do B plus C and then A. Okay, so both of them are same. Okay, so in addition and subtraction, the order is not important. A plus B, B plus A plus B plus C, or A plus B and then C, doesn't matter. For both addition and subtraction, doesn't matter. Okay, for multiplication we have a condition. You cannot multiply any matrix. Okay, and multiplication is a bit more complicated. Okay, it requires more. So what is the first condition for multiplication? This is how you show the size of the matrix, n and m. Okay, what did I say? The first number is always number of what? Rows, right? Second is number of columns. So this matrix has n rows and m columns, right? I'm multiplying it with another matrix which has how many rows? M. How many columns? L. Okay. Now multiplication is only possible if these two numbers match. Number of, what is this? Number of columns. Number of columns in the first matrix should match number of what? Rows in the second. If it is not matching, multiplication not possible. Clear? Huh? Multiplication only possible first matrix columns mean second matrix rows. Okay. Now this means what? It is not commutative, not. I cannot flip it. I can multiply this with this. But can I do this? Can I multiply this matrix with this one? No, because they are not matching, right? So here I can do it. Here I cannot do it. Clear? Huh? Okay, how do we do the multiplication manually? We will not do it. We do it on Excel. Okay, but I will show you. Like I said, you must know what the Excel or the MATLAB is doing for you. Okay, for example, I want to multiply these two matrices. Okay, how many rows and columns? Here, how many? 3 and 3, right? No, 3 and how many? No. Rows come first, right? 3, no, not 3, 4. 4 and 3, right? And how many here? 3 and 2, huh? Are we meeting the condition? Yes. So multiplication possible. Clear? Multiplication can be done, right? Clear or not? Okay. Now how do we do multiplication? You can see they just showed us the first number. How do I get the first number? So you take the values from the first row, multiply with the first column. Correct? First row, first column. 14, 12, 9, 9, 3, 8. Okay? First row, first column. So the answer will be in first row, first column. Okay? Then you take second column, first row. Second column, first row. So what is second column? 9. First row. Okay. So sorry. First row, first column. Now you can take second row and first column. Yeah, second row, first column. Okay. So second row, first column. Second row, first column. 2, 12, 11, 9, 15, 8. Okay. Now this was what? Second row, first column, right? So the answer will go in second row, first column. Got it? Clear or not? What are you multiplying? Rows with columns. Oh, sorry. We were taking what? Yeah, column into rows. Huh? Multiplying column into rows. Got it? And you add the numbers. Okay. So first column. Okay, and no, sorry. We are multiplying rows into columns. Rows into columns. Sorry. Rows into columns. Okay. So first row, first column. Second row, first column. Third row, first column. Fourth row, first column. Okay, and these are the numbers. Okay, and you can see when we multiply, then we add all of them. Okay, so rows into columns. Rows into columns. Rows from the first one, columns in the second. Okay, so this is how we do it manually. Okay, and as I said, multiplication is associative, but it is not commutative. If you change the order, answer will be different. So A into B is not equal to B into A. Got it? This is called what? Commutative. Subtraction is, addition is commutative. It is not commutative. Okay? Clear? But they are associative. If you are multiplying 3 matrices, it doesn't matter which one you multiply first. So I am multiplying C, A and B and C. If you multiply A and B and then C, no problem. If you multiply if you multiply B and C and then A, same answer. Okay? So commutative? No. Associative? Yes. I am multiplying 3. Which 2 I multiply first? Doesn't matter. Got it? Huh? Okay. And distributive, yes. Okay. So distributive is what? I am performing addition, subtraction on 2 matrices and then I am multiplying the third one. Okay. So you do the addition first and then multiplication, or you open the bracket and do it like this. It doesn't matter. Okay. There are 2 ways to do it, right? Add them first, then multiply. Or open this bracket. If you open the bracket, what will happen? A into B and A into C, right? Same answer. Do it like this or do it like this. Same answer. No change. Okay. Division, matrix division, we do it, but there is some complication with it. So if somebody says, I did matrix A upon matrix B He is wrong. In mathematics, this expression is wrong. Clear? This expression is wrong. So you can do multiplication, addition, subtraction, that's it. Okay? Okay. If a matrix is square, square means, a square matrix is what? The one which has what? Row equals column. 3 rows, 3 columns, 4 rows, 4 columns. Okay? Is non-singular. Now what is non-singular? Non-singular is if the determinant of the matrix is equal to 0. Okay? Singular. This is singular. Okay? A singular matrix is that when you take the determinant of the matrix, it becomes 0. This is singular. Okay? So a singular matrix is a special type of matrix whose determinant is equal to 0. Okay? What is the determinant? It's like, I will give you a simple answer, okay? But don't tell anyone else that I told you this. Okay? It's between us. Because it's not the right answer, just to imagine, because you guys didn't know about his matrix. Okay, determinant is like an average of the entire matrix. Like, okay, say I gave you a matrix of 10 by 10. Now I'm asking you, give me one value which represents the whole matrix. So you will give me one determinant. Okay, how to calculate the determinant? You have to learn in other courses. I'll just tell you how to do it in Excel and MATLAB. Okay. So, determinant, if you calculate determinant of a matrix and if it is 0, we call it a singular matrix. If it is non-zero, we call it non-singular. Okay. So, if a square matrix is, if you have a square matrix which is non-singular, a square matrix which is non-singular, then matrix into inverse equals to I. What is this? Which matrix is this? I means what? Which matrix is represented with I? Tell me. Identity matrix. And what is special about identity matrix? What is special about identity matrix? The diagonal is 1 and the other values are 0. Okay? We are talking about this. Okay? So for a square non-singular matrix, if you multiply the matrix with its inverse, it will give you answer identity. Got it? Okay? And the order is not important. A multiplied by inverse or inverse multiplied by A, same. Answer will be identity. Okay. Okay. For example, I give you two matrices. Okay. A and B. I give you two matrices, A and B. On both of them, I am telling you, in both matrices, add 3. Same thing. Number 3, add in all the elements of both matrices. Right? Now, if you are doing it in a program in Excel or in MATLAB, let's talk about MATLAB. Huh? If you are doing it in MATLAB or any programming language, if you do it one by one, then what will you do? You will make one matrix A, then do the addition. Then you will make another matrix B and then do the addition, right? So you will do it 2 times, right? More effort? More effort, huh? I can reduce my effort by having an augmented matrix. What is an augmented matrix? B attached with A. This is an augmented matrix. Okay? These are the values of B. Now what will I do? I just put one matrix, add 3 with all of them. So 3 is added to these and 3 is added to these as well. If I need later on, I can de-augment it. Got it? So augmented matrices are those which are joined together for performing a single operation. Clear? Any questions? Okay. Now we have to. Really? What's the time now? Okay. Okay, not much left, and everything is related to matrices. Okay, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just showing you the functions. Okay, these are the functions you can perform on matrices using Excel. Okay, I'll show you the same thing using MATLAB as well later on when we start it. Okay. Array means matrix. Array means matrix. Same thing. Scalar, a number, one value. So matrix is what? An arrangement of values, right? Multiple values, rows and columns, right? A scalar is what? Single value. A scalar is what? A single value. Okay. Now, if I do this, okay, so A is an array or a matrix and B is a number. Now how do I know that B is one number? B is not a column or a row? Because of, you use dollar, right? You use dollar in the example. So when you put dollar, what happens? Row and column don't change, right? Row and column don't change, so this means B is one number. It's a single number which is in a particular cell, and all the values in the matrix are added for that number. Okay, and again subtraction same. Okay, so the dollar sign means whatever I am doing is with a single value. I am taking a matrix and then doing something with a single value. So that with that single value, you have to put a dollar sign. Huh? Okay. So for example, I have this matrix. This is a matrix, right? How many rows? 2 rows. How many columns? 2 columns, huh? Okay. Now, let's say this is A, B, 1, 2. Okay, so this is A1, A2, B1, B2. Huh? Here I am putting 3. So 3 is one number, right? 3 is one number. If I want to multiply this with this, what will I do? I will take each value. I will take each value. So I will, for example, I will write A1 multiply C1, right? C1. Okay. C1. How many values I want to multiply? 4, right? Now if I drag it, then what will happen? C1 will also change, right? So if I do like this, copy the formula in 4 cells, it will change these values and these values, right? These values I want to change, right? I want to take each value from a new row and new column, right? Do I want to change this? That's where the dollar sign. Okay. So I will write what? Dollar C dollar 1. Okay. Now I can copy it. I'll copy it here, 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 4 values. In all 4 values, they are changing. And in all 4 values, this is constant. Okay. So if you want to add, multiply, subtract a matrix with a constant, we'll do this. Okay. Put the formula for one cell and number with the dollar sign, and then you can do it for the entire matrix. Okay, so if I write this formula and I copy it here and here and here, it will give me 4 values. First value 1 multiplied by 3, second value 2 multiplied by 3, right? So this will change because this is without dollar, right? And this will not change because this is with dollar. Okay, clear? Huh? So if you are doing multiplication, division with a scalar, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, take the value from the matrix and the scalar quantity with dollar, okay, and so on. Okay. Yeah, so you can do this as well. So every element from the first matrix will be multiplied with the same element from the second matrix. Every element from the first matrix will be divided by the element in the second matrix without dollar sign, right? So every element new. Okay. Matrix multiplication. Okay. What is this? Multiplication, right? Multiplication between what? Matrix. And then we have a function for matrix multiplication. What is the difference between this one and this one? Who can tell me this? What is the difference between doing this, like this, without dollar, and this one? What is the difference? Anyone? You should take copy of tea or something. Okay. Now the difference is this will do one number. It doesn't have anything to do with the matrix, right? When we are doing matrix multiplication, what do we do? I told you in the last in the slide just now. When we are multiplying two matrices, we do what? Rows into columns, right? First row, first column, first row, second column. Matrix multiplication happens like this. This will do what? Simple multiplication. First element, first element. Second element, second element. Third element, third element. Okay. So it's a multiplication of two columns or two rows. That's it. Okay. So this is not considered the classical or the actual matrix multiplication. For doing matrix multiplication, actually you have to apply this function. If you do it like this, it will just take one element from matrix A, multiply with the same element from matrix B, and that's it. First one, second one, second one. I showed you, right? When we do matrix multiplication, what do we do? First row, first column, and then add, right? First row, second column, add again. Okay. See this one. We are not only multiplying, we are adding as well, right? This is matrix multiplication. If you just multiply, this is multiplication. Well, it's not matrix. Okay, this is not a matrix operation. Okay, so if you want to do matrix multiplication like it is done properly, then you have to use this function mmult. Okay, and then A is a matrix and B is a matrix, and the answer will be a matrix. Got it? The answer will be a matrix. Okay, and what did I tell you about multiplying A and B? We have to check it. What's the condition? There is a condition for multiplying, right? So if matrix A has this size and matrix B has this size, can I multiply? They cannot multiply, right? For multiplication, this should be equal to this. Okay, so you have to check it. It will work here because it is not matrix multiplication, but it will not work here. And one more thing, division, it is doing division, right? But it is not matrix division. So this is allowed. Excel will do something. Like I told you here, if somebody does this, somebody told you, I divided matrix A with B, bring him to me. Okay, so division like this is not possible. But this is one value from the first row, one value from the first row, one value from the second row, one value. So this is not matrix. Okay, so these two things Excel can do them, but if you are doing a matrix operation, not to be used. Okay, multiplication for matrices like this, division in matrices not possible, like I showed. Okay, determinant I told you, right? What did I say determinant is? Like what? Determinant gives you what? Determinant is what? Determinant of a matrix is what? Find out. Okay. So if you want to find out the determinant of a matrix, this is the function. If you want to find out the inverse of the matrix, this is the function. Okay. Now you can see here, this is written. I think this is for the old version. I tried it with the new version of matrix. You don't need to do this. It works. Okay. This statement is written here and here. After you put the function, you have to do Control Shift Enter. It works without this as well. So just put the function and enter. It works. Clear? Clear now? Everybody? Okay. I had a teacher when I was doing my PhD. I had a teacher. Now you are getting bored at 3 p.m. We used to take classes up till 8 p.m. And when I was in Pakistan before that, we used to take classes up to 9 p.m. Night. Okay, and I was doing job, and my friends were doing job, and you know civil engineering jobs are like heaven. You go to the site, there's cement and dust and so on. You are so tired, and then you come to the class and. So one of them, actually, he was very senior. What do you call it? I don't know. He became unconscious. Like he fell down from the chair. Okay. And we were hoping that we should also fall down so somebody could take us. Okay. So, but anyways, in Pakistan we are very cruel. We don't think about the students. That's why I'll keep you boring. But in Saudi, when I was in Saudi Arabia, I was doing my PhD. So there was a teacher. Only he was thinking about us. So what he used to do, he used to bring a thermos, okay, with tea, okay, or kava or whatever, and he would bring some snacks. Okay, so in the middle of the class, then he will say, okay, now let's have a break and we'll have tea and snacks and so on. Okay, I'll bring it next time. So now you are drinking his tea, so you cannot sleep in his class, right? Okay. So next time, inshallah. Okay. But I'm not sure how many thermoses should I bring. Okay. The class is longer, right? That was 3 hours. How many hours for us? 6 hours, right? Almost 6 hours. Okay. But you are few, so no problem. Okay. Okay. Coming back. So I already showed you this, right? Take the value of the matrix and the scalar value, the single number with $sign. Okay, this is very easy. The matrix and the other quantity with the $sign. Okay, and if you are doing addition of matrix, select one matrix plus other matrix and so on. Clear? Okay. Now, one thing which which you can do here, okay, and the Excel will treat it as a matrix, okay. So when you were doing the example, you were selecting one cell at a time, right? So when you are doing these operations, you will select the whole range. So I want to add this with this, right? So I'll do what? This whole, then plus, then this one. Okay? Clear? And then when you select this one, then put the dollars. Okay? Put the dollars. I'm not sure, maybe it will work without dollar as well. I did not try it. Maybe it will work. Okay? But my tip is, and you will need it at the time of the exam. Okay? And this is what I did, like still I'm doing this. If I'm not sure, I will always do the extra work just to make sure my answer is correct. Okay? Keep it in mind. Some people try everything. Okay, I will save myself 2 seconds. I don't have to put $2. Putting $2 will not save you much time. If your answer is wrong, it will cost you 10 marks. Okay? So if you have to do it manually, putting the $sign, do it. Like I said, maybe if you select this whole thing, then press plus and then select this, maybe it will work without the $sign as well. Maybe. You can check it and let me know. I will remove it from the slide. But if you don't know, don't take the chance. Do it everything yourself. Okay? Okay. If you want to multiply, select this whole thing, press multiply, then select this whole thing. Okay? Clear? Now you can see here they have given headings here, right? If you do plus or multiply and then select the heading as well, it will not work. Heading is just to show you. When you are selecting, you will only select the numbers. Okay? Clear? Only select the numbers. Multiplication, division, same thing. Okay? I already showed you the arrays dot multiplication. Okay, yeah. So for array dot multiplication means the matrix multiplication in the correct manner. Now you are doing proper matrix multiplication, applying this and everything. Okay? Then you will use the function. The function is mmult. This is the function. Okay? It needs how many inputs? I'm multiplying. How many inputs? 2, right? 2 matrices, A and B. So A is a matrix and B is also a matrix. And the answer will be a matrix. Okay? So when you are selecting A, you will select entire range of A. You will select all these values. Then you will put comma. Then you will select all these values. Okay? Now here you have to be careful. You have to be careful. For example, my cursor is here. So I am writing the function here. See? I am writing the function here. When these are multiplied, the answer is 3 by 3 matrix, right? The answer is 3 by 3. How many rows I need? 3. How many columns I need? 3. I am writing the formula here. Now what will happen? It will do the multiplication. But where will it put the values? Do I have 3 columns here? No. Do I have 3 rows here? No. Okay? So when you are writing this formula or any formula which will give you the answer as multiple rows and columns, make sure you have empty multiple rows and columns here. Okay? So if I do it here, the columns are going into this matrix, it will give an error. Okay? Or for example, there are already some values here, let's say. Okay? So let's say this is my Excel sheet. Okay? I am putting the formula here. Okay? Clear? I am putting the formula here. I am multiplying 2 matrices which are here. Matrix 1 is this, matrix 2 is this. So I am multiplying this with this. Okay? So no error. It will give no error because the numbers you are taking from here and you are putting the number here. Okay? But what will it do? For example, I need 3 rows and 3 columns for this answer. Okay? First column, second column, right? Third column. So when it will calculate the answers, it will do what? These values gone. Huh? Got it? And these values also gone. Clear? So when you are writing these functions which require more than one row and column for the answer, make sure that you have enough rows and columns empty. Okay? Because if it is like this, you write it and the formula is also taking the values from here, then it will give an error, it will not work. If you are doing something like this, the formula is taking values from here, it will work, but it will destroy the other values. Okay? Now, how, in which direction the rows are counted, the columns are counted? Like this. So if the answer is 3 by 3, I need 3 columns in this direction and 3 columns in 3 rows in this direction. Okay? So if I write the formula here, it is fine. These 3 columns and these 3 rows. So it goes right and down. The answer will be written right and down. Clear? Okay? So same thing with inverse, same thing with multiplication and everything. Make sure you have enough rows and columns right and down. Got it? Right and down. Okay. If I am multiplying this matrix with this matrix, is it possible? Yes. The answer, what is the size of the answer matrix? The size will be M into L. The final matrix will have a size of M rows and L columns. Got it? Okay. So let's say this is 1, this is 2, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay. So multiplication possible. And the final matrix, how many rows I need? 1 row. How many columns I need? 2 columns. Okay. So you have to do it yourself. Otherwise, Excel will do something and it will destroy your data. Okay. And this is simply use a determinant function and that's it. Okay. And for determinant is only one value. You don't have to worry about the rows and columns. Huh? Okay. Use the determinant function. The function is M determinant and bracket, and then you select the matrix and that's it. You will get one value. That's it. The input is the entire matrix. The output is one value. For multiplication, input 2 matrices, and the output 1 matrix. Matrix inverse, input is how many matrix? 1 matrix. Output is how many matrix? 1 matrix. Okay? Clear? Same size. If you are taking inverse of 2 by 3 matrix, answer is also 2 by 3. Okay? Got it? And the inverse is a function. For inverse, we have a function M inverse. So you do M inverse, bracket, select the matrix and make sure it is you have enough rows and columns, right and down. Got it? Clear? Huh? Like I said, it is mentioned here, put these brackets or do Control Shift Enter, it works. Don't worry. Just use the function simply and it works. Matrix transpose. Transpose means what? Transpose means what? I told you, I think at the start as well, when we started Excel last week. Transpose means what? shift what? From what to what? Huh? From horizontal to vertical? Huh? Or from vertical to horizontal? Rows to columns. Rows to columns. See this? How it is now? 1, 2 and 5, 6, right? Column is 1, 5. Column 2, 2, 6. Take the transpose. It will be, so this will become like this. So 1, 2 will become 1, 2. Horizontal 1, 2 will become vertical 1. Okay? And then this one will be 5, 6. Got it? This is called as transpose. Okay? So for transpose we have a function, and you can do it simply as well. Copy all the values. Okay? And then when you are pasting the values, you go in paste, you will see different functions, different options for pasting. This is what I showed you last time as well. If you go to the previous slides, the first slide we had for Excel, you will see the transpose paste option. So when you copy the values, when you are pasting the values, one of the option is paste the transpose of the values. So it will do the same thing. Okay, you can use the transpose function or just paste the values as transpose, no problem. Okay. Okay. So I think we have it enough. Okay. There will be your exam next week. Okay, the 4th week, as I told you. Okay, it will be on Tuesday. Okay, and you will do it in the second half. Okay, the first half I will take the lecture. The second half there will be exam. Okay, so obviously exam will be like maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours, then you can leave. So you don't have to sit till 3 p.m. Okay, clear? Up to Sunday. We will cover Sunday, something on Sunday. That's it. Clear? Any questions? So everybody brought laptop, right? You have. Okay. There, everybody will bring the laptop and you will do it on laptop, and it will be mainly related to Excel. And that's it. Okay, Excel and some of the theory which we have learned about matrix and so on. Okay, so that one, but next Tuesday, not Sunday, Tuesday, second half. Okay, so in the first half there will be a lecture. Okay, let me just take your attendance.